Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is septia ningrum, with name 2306021100097. In here, I will present my paper entitled Islamization of Science based on ontology, epistemology, and axiology. Islamization of knowledge based on ontology, epistemology, and axiology. What is the Islamization of science? Islamization of science means Islamizing or purifying Western scientific products which have been developed and used as a reference in the discourse on developing the Islamic education system in order to obtain knowledge that is typically Islamic. Islamization of science according to Al-Atas, namely the liberation of humans from magical, mythological, animistic, national, cultural traditions which are contrary to Islam, and from the shackles of secular understanding of thought and language. Also, liberations from the control of their psychical impulse, which tend to be secular, and not fair. The essence of the self or soul, because humans in their psychical form tend to forget the true nature of themselves. To carry out the Islamization of knowledge, according to Al-Atas, it is necessary to involve two interconnected processes. Firstly, carrying out the process of separating the key elements and concepts that make up Western culture and civilization, and secondly, incorporating Islamic element and the key concept into every relevant branch of contemporary science. One is science-based ontology. Ontology is a branch of philosophy related to the essence of life, about something existence that includes the existence of everything what is and what might be. Ontology studies are associated with internal science object. Islamic views are divided into two, namely, one is material object of knowledge, object of knowledge that can be heard, seen, and felt, and the second is non-material object of knowledge, non-material object of knowledge that cannot be heard, seen, and felt. And the second is science epistemology based. Epistemology is a scientific discipline that investigates the source of knowledge, technique, organization, and truth of information. Axiology Azra that epistemology is a science that discusses about authenticity, understanding, structure, methods, and validity of science. So, epistemology is a science that studies matters related to knowledge and is studied substantively, while ontology seeks to search reflectively about what excites. Different epistemology seeks to discuss the assurance and truth of science. The epistemological foundation has a very important meaning for building knowledge because it is a foundation on which good knowledge has a strong foundation. That this epistemology discusses search, process, conditions, facility limits, and the nature of knowledge which provides confidence and guarantees of its truth. There are three main problems in this field. One is, what are the source of knowledge? Where does true knowledge come from? And how can humans know? There are all origin problems. And the two is, what is the nature of knowledge? Is there a real world beyond reason? And if there is, can humans know? This is all a problem of appearance towards reality. And the three is, human knowledge correct or valid? How to distinguish between truth and error is the problem of trying knowledge. So, in epistemology, there are patterns of thinking and search or methods of knowledge. There are two patterns of thinking. One is deductive thinking pattern. The use of deductive reasoning gives previous scientific information a logical and convincing quality. And the second is inductive thinking patterns, individuals' capacity to discover events around them. Inductive thinking offers a framework for cognitive tasks. And then the second of epistemology is search and methods of knowledge. In search and methods, there is an explanation that is more or less like the empiricist assumes that humans obtain knowledge through the sense. This means that all knowledge is taken from sensory experience. In positivism, it is said that human knowledge cannot go beyond fact. English empiricism also holds this view, but in English empiricism, intuition is part of the empirical. And the three is science-based axiology. Science-based axiology includes normative norms for interpreting reality or truth as experienced in human existence by examining various domains, including the social, symbolic, and psychomaterial domains. Benefits of axiology studies is 1. Maintain and provide guidance so that the scientific method can discover the ultimate truth. Scientific conduct must be conducted with the strictest honesty and must not be prejudiced against personal gain. And the second is to choose subject of study in an ethical manner, respecting human nature, upholding human dignity, not interfering in everyday matters, and remaining impartial to political agenda, dogmatic beliefs, and overbearing authorities. And the three is scientific progress to balance and preserve nature through the application of universal truth and knowledge, while simultaneously increasing living standard by respecting human nature and dignity. So, the conclusion of Islamization based of ontology is the Islamization of science is based on ontological emphasis the importance of understanding the relationship between modern science and Islamic values. This allows for more understanding in about how science can be adapted with the principle of the Islamic religion. And the conclusion of epistemology is the epistemological-based Islamization of science explains use of scientific methods that are in line with Islamic teaching. This method enable intellectual integrity and research passion better in an Islamic context. And the last is the conclusion of axiology. The axiological-based Islamization of science is related to application of Islamic moral and ethical values in scientific practice. This creating a more ethical and responsible environment in the development and use of science. So that's all my presentation. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.